What's up, followers of the Girl of the Serpent? Your favorite Sorcerer Aurelius Sopax. I got a question for you. What do you think happens in the afterlife? What do you think is going on there? Now, let me tell you something. Any spiritual path that does not prepare you for what's going to happen after your physical body dies is completely useless. Okay. Now, hopefully, you're not one of those guys that are sitting here and is going to tell me, well, Frank, I learned in church that you either go to hell or you go to heaven, right? And that applies to pretty much any monogamous religion. Same with what the Buddhists teach and all this other stuff. It's a little bit more accurate, but it's still not accurate, you see. Now, the good thing is you don't have to do guesswork. You can actually learn and explore the afterlife before your physical body dies. And this is the ultimate path working there is. It's the ultimate thing that everybody has to do unless they're wasting their life. Now, in the next segment of this video, I'm going to put a clip in that illustrates what I'm talking about. See you on the other side. Despite Western esotericism's focus on the invisible worlds, there's little discussion of death and dying in its teachings. This is probably because past generations of students and scholars were educated in the prevailing Christian or Jewish religions of Europe and North America. Esotericism was studied to fill in the gaps created by those nagging questions that Sunday school sermons and theological seminars could not or would not answer. Unfortunately, as we enter into the age of Aquarius, many of these structures are collapsing, and with them, the social, religious, and moral understandings that held society together. With this commonality being displaced, individuals are left to their own devices, for better or worse, to not only fill in the gaps, but to often create the needed spiritual superstructure for daily living as well. While new myths and forms of worship may be needed to assist us in this time of collective death and initiation, it is important that these be based on a working experience of the transcendent and not just wishful thinking. To be able to enter into the world of the dead and to return is critical in our growth as individuals and as a society as well. It is important that those who act as spiritual leaders be able to transmit this knowledge in a manner that allows continuity with the past and not seek a complete and thereby artificial break from it. Only death conveys immortality and adapthood. Only meditation on our personal death and meditations that involve going through all of the stages of death and experiencing the emotional reactions that accompany each stage can prepare us for our inevitable death and initiation, either while alive or at the moment of death, into the ranks of the adepts. True death does not always happen with the end of the physical body. For many, death comes while the body is still alive. The brain dies slowly, and with it the traces of life lived or our memories. The fear of forgetting is so profound that many would prefer actual physical death to living with the knowledge that they will slowly forget who they are and what they have done on this earth. Alzheimer's disease is a perfect example of this kind of living death and painful experience for anyone who has had to witness it. Memory is the link we have with the past, and it alone forms the continuity we call life. Without memory, it is as if something or someone never existed. There are three kinds of memory: mechanical, intellectual, and moral. Mechanical memory is the memory of the body and brain. It is strongest in youth. Intellectual memory is developed from the ability to think and solve problems, to make connections between ideas. Moral memory is the strongest of the three and is the only one linked to the soul, and that moral memory is the memory born of deep emotion. The deeper we feel about an experience, person, or place, the more permanent it is for us. For this reason alone, we can see the importance of artistic, devotional, and emotive forms of worship and creativity if we are truly to awaken our immortality through memory. The Egyptians erected massive monuments to their dead and developed the most intricate cult of the dead the world has ever seen. It was thought that through keeping the memory of the ancestors alive, They could not only guide the living, but also that they would exist in a sort of otherworldly state where their personalities would survive. Dreams, we are told, are our gateway to this other world while we're still alive. Through dreams, we can communicate with the gods, other beings, and get a hint of what awaits us in death. Tibetan Buddhism is full with practices under the heading of dream yoga that are designed to increase one's gradual state of lucidity and clarity in the dream state. Similar practices exist in Western esotericism, and like their Tibetan counterparts, can eventually lead to lucid dreaming, astral projection, and a complete experience of the dying process while still incarnate. Key to all these practices is increasing your ability to remember their experiences, so as to be able to transfer information between the dense physical world and the subtle realms of the psychic. However, emphasis on the development of memory has always been on being able to remember what was done in a dream state upon awakening. This continuity allows for an extended state of consciousness or sense of being. This directional emphasis is a result of our being here on earth and seeking some sense of security regarding our mortal nature. Equally, if not more importantly, is our ability to transfer information and skills from our material domain into the psychic. This is not only important for the continuity of consciousness, but also fulfills the very reason we have taken human existence to begin with. What did you come here to find? It is critical that you ask yourself the most important question there is. Why do you live at all? According to alchemy, the answer is that the physical world exists so that we can develop our consciousness through the sequences of the experiences physical life offers. Through these experiences, we develop our free will. Among the things we came here to develop is personal and direct experience of our authentic self. Only by the experiences offered through physical incarnation, its limitations, struggles, friction, and destiny, we can discover it. Our inner self, or the 6 levels of duality above physical matter, Malkuth, and the 3 levels of primordial unity of Kabbalah, has access to all the knowledge of nature, but is unable to use it because it does not possess the necessary mental or intellectual functions. Individuals must acquire these functions through work and effort and give them to themselves as working tools for consciousness. For example, if we dream or if during an astral projection we see a written document, we find that for a long time we are unable to read it. It is the same for numbers as simple addition or subtraction. Over time, however, this changes, as does our awareness of the invisible worlds. The things acquired by the brain of the earth must be transmitted as a function to our inner self as well, and thus the faculty of reading or adding in the astral world appears. One authority put it like this: the brain of the earth is the school teacher of the inner master, but there is from that part of the inner master concern to help the self of the earth in this work. However, languages being different, communication can only happen through one symbol or a series of symbols. So progressively, the transfer of the work of the brain of the earth allows direct conversation to become possible. And this is an important phase of the initiation, which authorizes us to draw from universal knowledge what is necessary for our growth. Just as our inner self needs and wants to communicate information to our waking brain, it also needs the mechanisms of the waking brain to make use of that information. The progressive dissolving of the barriers between sleep and wakefulness is an important step in developing a powerful memory that aids in the transfer of knowledge between the instinctual energies of the soul and waking experiences of material life. Kabbalah seeks to open the interior world through the power of symbol, ritual, and devotion. Alchemy seeks to open the invisible world through understanding the fundamental essence of the physical domain. This fundamental essence, being identical in all areas of consciousness and activity, only different in expression, is found in the Hermetic axiom, as above, so below, as below, so above. On the coming Afterlife Mastery seminar, I will teach the exact events that happen after the spirit passes over into the spirit world. how to navigate the afterlife even while still alive, how to control the reincarnation process and to choose your next incarnation, how to make pacts with astral forces to ensure your reincarnation into a powerful lineage. This is the secret used by the Illuminati, the 13 families, the pharaohs, and royal families for millennia. Chemical secrets based on Kabbalistic symbolism to give you control over the astral, and much, much, much more. If you know anything about my teachings, I never repeat a seminar. So this is your only chance to learn these secrets. I've already decided to stop teaching in person very soon, and this means I will no longer be available. Neither will be my teachings. So take advantage of it while you still can.
Now you've been given a rough idea of what it means to prepare and to experience the afterlife as an initiated occultist. On July 30th, 2022, we will begin a path working through the afterlife. When I say we, I mean me and a very, very, very small elect group of students. Not everybody can take part in this. You have to apply to be part of this path working. I strongly recommend that anyone who sees this here and has a serious interest in their ascension and their occult power and the development of their soul, take part in it, or at least apply to take part in it. There are limited spots. I have to keep the spots limited because you can't do that with 50 people at a time. That's a very personal and intimate process. When I say intimate, you get what I'm saying, all right? It's just there are very private things that are being discussed that are a part of the person's experience. But long story short, click the link in the description under this video. You will be able to apply, and then you will go through a process with my team, and we'll make sure that you're a good fit. If you're not a good fit, don't apply. Also, if you're not willing or able to invest in this pathway, also don't apply. Yeah. If knowledge has to become yours, it can only do so by proper exchange. This is what you're all missing. This is what most of you are missing. Not all of you. A lot of you guys, you understand that. Okay, I don't want to generalize here. But what a lot of you people out there are missing, which is messing up your life, is that everything is based on energy exchange. And everything has to be, if you want to make it yours, you have to give first. You have to exchange for it. Yeah. Okay. So once again, click the link below this video and you can apply for this path working. This is never going to come back. So it's literally a once in a lifetime opportunity. Once in a lifetime. I never do things twice. And pretty soon I'm not even going to be available anymore for anything. I'm going to be off doing other things that are way more important, and are going to change a lot. But that would be too far. Good. Go ahead, apply. See you on the other side. Peace.